Hello friends and welcome back again. We are going to be reading another story with our good friend Olaf today. This is another space story. And this story is called 100 billion trillion stars. And it says, can you imagine so many of anything? 100 billion trillion is a huge number. So we'll have to see. Maybe we're going to count all the stars. I don't know. Let's find out by reading the book. Let me tell you a secret. The sun is just a star. Did you know that the sun is a star? And there are maybe 100 billion trillion stars. So friends, this is what the number 100 billion trillion looks like. It has a lot of zeros. Let's count together how many zeros it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 zeros and the number 100 billion trillion. That is a lot of zeros. And there's a lot of stars on this page too. My goodness. Circling around our star is a planet that is blue and green. What planet do you know that is blue and green? Earth, maybe? There's some other planets on here too. Blue because it is covered by 370 billion gallons of water. Oh man. Green because it is covered in 3 trillion trees. So on our Earth, we have 370 billion gallons of water. That is a lot of water, friends. Do you know what 1 gallon is? 1 gallon, your parents might buy a gallon of milk at the store. I don't have a gallon of milk with me here to show you what 1 gallon is, but that's a lot of water. Maybe ask mom or dad if they have a gallon and then they could show you that size. And then this says that we have 3 trillion trees. So we have a lot of trees that you probably see in Lincoln and when you drive around Lincoln or in your neighborhood. But we apparently have 3 trillion trees just on planet Earth. That is a lot of cool trees. Wow. What else do you see in this picture? Move Olaf. I see some birds. Here's some of our water, some of our trees. There's a lot of birds on here, actually. It's pretty cool. On the other side of the planet, where the sun isn't shining, you can see bright lights like little stars all over its surface. Those are the lights that come from 2,500,000 cities and towns and villages filled with people. Wow. So Lincoln is one city in Nebraska. Omaha is another city in Nebraska. There's a lot of cities in Nebraska, but Nebraska's only one state and one part of Earth. And on Earth total, this book says there's 2,500,000 cities, just like Lincoln. That is so many. some even reading books. Just like you. So this picture shows people from around the world that are reading books, just like you probably read books at home. Maybe you read it at nighttime. Looks like these two people are just reading it maybe in the afternoon or at night. This person looks like they might be studying right now. This family looks like they're reading a book to maybe their child as the child's getting ready for bed. This person is reading the same book you are, 100 billion trillion stars. That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. This is a big number. A lot of people live in those cities and on that planet. But do you want to know another secret? This number, friends, is a really big number. I think it's 7,500,000,000 might be that number. That's how many people live in those cities that we just talked about. And it says, so do this big of a number. Ants. That is a huge number, friends. I really don't know how to say this number. But a lot of ants also are living in those cities. And the strange thing is that 7,500,000,000 humans weigh about the same as 10 quadrillion ants. So that was the number. So there's 7,500,000,000 humans in the cities, and there's 10 quadrillion ants in the cities, and it weighs the same. That is crazy. So in this picture, we can see a bunch of people in the city, and on the bottom, these are all the ants that are in a city as well. That is a lot of people and a lot of ants. Which is still only a small fraction of the 13,000,000,000,000,000,000 pounds the planet itself weighs. My goodness, do you think you could hold up planet Earth? That's a lot of pounds. I don't think I'm strong enough. Maybe one day. That's heavy enough to make a big dip in space and pull the moon into orbit, where it circles and circles the Earth 240,000 miles away. This dip is a force called gravity. Gravity is also what pulls you back to the ground when you try to jump to the moon. So gravity is what keeps us here, but we're not floating all the time, because that would be pretty crazy. $240,000 miles is about 10 times around the Earth, or almost 420 million ewes, or dogs, or smallish snakes, or guitars, or baseball bats, lined up head to foot. Wow. That is crazy. These are really big numbers we're talking about, friends. But I'm learning a lot. Now take a deep breath and hold it for 5 seconds. Just do that another 6,307,200 times and you'll be a year older. What? Or don't. You'll be a year older in 31,536,000 seconds anyways. That's how many seconds are in 1 year. How many days are in 1 year? 365 or 366 sometimes. This entire world is filled with crazy numbers, built one on top of the other, making it whole and complete. There are about 1,620 trillion raindrops in an average thunderstorm. The highest wave ever surfed was as tall as a 10-story building. The average person walks something like 100,000 miles in their lifetime, or 5 times around the world. A great white shark has about 300 teeth. We have 20, but we will have 30. As a child, you have 20 teeth, but when you get older and become an adult, you will have 32 teeth. Only 546 people have been in space. The longest a person has spent in space at one time is 437 days. So that's just a little over 1 year. There are probably at least 37 billion rabbits in the world. In the course of an average lifetime, you might eat up to 70 pounds of bugs or more. Oh, goodness. But not on purpose. That would not be good for our bodies. The tallest building in the world is 2,722 feet tall. It is in Dubai. That is a tall building. By the time you're done reading this book, almost every single number in it will have changed, getting bigger or smaller right before your eyes. Even the number of stars. Because there's stars that are created and stars that die out. Just like humans are born and then eventually die, the same thing happens with stars. And so that's why those numbers are never staying the same. Same with animals too. And different cities are being built. So that number goes up. I can tell you one more secret about something you can find somewhere among the 100 billion trillion stars. It's a long number. So many stars. There's only one of you right here, right now, reading this book. The end.